గుల్జార్ సారు, నాయకుడిగా నడిపించేటువంటి గిరిజాశంకర్ చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ వారు అనే త్రిమూర్తులు ఉంటే మా తరువాతి తరం వారికి ఇటువంటి గొప్ప రోజులు మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ వస్తాయని ఖచ్చితంగా చెప్పవచ్చు. చరిత్ర గురించి చెప్పినప్పుడు క్రీస్తు పూర్వం క్రీస్తు శకం అని చెప్తాం. రాష్ట్ర పన్నుల శాఖ చరిత్రలో జనవరి 22 ముందు, జనవరి 22 తర్వాత, 2022 తర్వాత అని చెప్పాలి. ఎందుకంటే శ్రీ బుగ్గన రాజేంద్రనాథ్ గారు మంత్రివర్యులుగా బాధ్యతలు స్వీకరించిన తరువాత ఈ శాఖ స్థితిని, గతిని, దశను, దిశను ఉన్నత స్థాయికి పెంచి రాష్ట్ర స్థాయిలోనే కాకుండా దేశ స్థాయిలో ఒక గుర్తింపుని తీసుకుని వచ్చారు. వాణిజ్య పన్నుల శాఖలో విప్లవాత్మకమైనటువంటి సంస్కరణలకు శ్రీకారం చుట్టి రాష్ట్ర పన్నుల శాఖకు ఒక సేవా విభాగంగా చేయాలని, పారదర్శకత పెంచాలని, టెక్నాలజీని అందిపుచ్చుకుని మెరుగైన సేవలను అందిస్తూ ఆర్థిక వృద్ధిని సాధించాలని ఆచరణలో చూపించినటువంటి అరుదైన ఆర్థిక నిపుణులు మన మంత్రివర్యులు. ఈ నాటి ముఖ్య అతిథులు శ్రీ బుగ్గన రాజేంద్రనాథ్ గారు, రాష్ట్ర ఆర్థిక శాఖ, అసెంబ్లీ వ్యవహారాల నైపుణ్యాభివృద్ధి సంస్థ మరియు వాణిజ్య పన్నుల శాఖ మార్చులు. వారిని సవినయంగా ఈ వేదిక మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. ఈనాటి మన ముఖ్య అతిథులు, మన గురితిల్లులు, మనందరికీ తెలిసిన వారు శ్రీ అజయ్ కల్లం గారు, ప్రిన్సిపల్ అడ్వైజర్ టు ది హానరబుల్ చీఫ్ మినిస్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్. సో వారిని సవినయంగా వేదిక మీదుగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. ఈనాటి మన గౌరవ అతిథులు శ్రీమతి రాయని భాగ్యలక్ష్మి గారు, విజయవాడ మేయర్ గారు, వారిని వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుచున్నాం. ఈనాటి మన గౌరవ విశిష్ట అతిథులు గౌరవనీయులైనటువంటి మల్లాది విష్ణు గారు, వైస్ చైర్మన్ ఏపీ ప్లానింగ్ కమిషన్ అండ్ ఎమ్మెల్యే సెంట్రల్, వారిని విధంగా వేదిక మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. ఈరోజు మరొక విశిష్ట అతిథి శ్రీ వెల్లంపల్లి శ్రీనివాసరావు గారు, ఎక్స్ మినిస్టర్ గారు మరియు ఎమ్మెల్యే వెస్ట్, వారిని వేదిక మీదకి సవినయంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. ఈనాటి మన ముఖ్య అతిథులు సెంట్రల్ ట్యాక్స్ చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ గారు అయినటువంటి సిజిఎస్ జోన్ విశాఖపట్నం శ్రీ సంజయ్ పంత్ గారు. ఈ బయోమెట్రిక్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ లోను మాకు సహాయ సహకారాలు అందిస్తూ పూర్తి సహకారం అందిస్తున్న సంజయ్ పంత్ వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. అలాగే పరిచయం లేనటువంటి వ్యక్తి, మనకు ఆప్తులైనటువంటి ఈ వాణిజ్య పన్నుల శాఖ ఫైనాన్స్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ సెక్రటరీ శ్రీ నటరాజన్ గుల్జార్ గారు. దేశ స్థాయిలో ఆన్లైన్ సర్వీసెస్ టెక్నాలజీ ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్లో గుర్తింపు కలిగించి అన్ని రాష్ట్రాలు ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో కొత్తగా ఏం చేస్తుందో అని ఎదురు చూసేటువంటి స్థితికి ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్రాన్ని నిలబెట్టారు. రియల్ టైమ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ డాష్బోర్డ్, డేటా అనాలిటిక్స్, రిటర్న్ ఆటోమేషన్ టూల్, నాలెడ్జ్ హబ్, కెపాసిటీ ట్రైనింగ్ లాంటి ఎన్నో నూతన ఆవిష్కరణలు చేసి టెక్నాలజీ ఇన్ జిఎస్టీ అంటే ఏపీగా చూపిన ఈనాటి గౌరవ అతిథి శ్రీ గుల్జార్ గారు, సెక్రటరీ ఆర్థిక శాఖ, గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్, వారికి వేదిక మీదకి సవినయంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. సార్, శ్రీ ధీరజ్ రస్తోగి గారు, ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ వైస్ ప్రెసిడెంట్, సో జిఎస్టీ అండ్ ఢిల్లీ. సో సార్, ప్లీజ్ వెల్కమ్ ఆన్ టు ద డయాస్, ప్లీజ్ సార్. ఇక మనకి డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో పెద్ద దిక్కు, మంత్రివర్యులు దార్శనికతను, సెక్రటరీ గారి మార్గదర్శకత్వాన్ని, మంచి మార్పులను అతి తక్కువ సమయంలో సుసాధ్యం చేసినటువంటి ఒక నాయకుడిగా వాణిజ్య పన్నుల శాఖ ఉద్యోగుల సిబ్బందిని మన్నలను అందుకుని వారందరినీ ముందుండి నడిపించిన రథసారథి, నాలెడ్జ్ కంపాస్, రిటర్న్ ఆటోమేషన్ టూల్, జీఎస్టీ మిత్ర లాంటి నూతన ఆవిష్కరణలకు పునాది వేసి వాటిని వాడుకలోకి తీసుకొచ్చినటువంటి ఈనాటి గౌరవ అతిథులు శ్రీ ఎం గిరిజాశంకర్ గారు, చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, వారిని వేదిక మీదుగా ఈ కన్నడదారులను అవసరంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. అలాగే శ్రీ సాధు నరసింహారెడ్డి గారు, కమిషనర్ సెంట్రల్ ట్యాక్సెస్ గుంటూరు, వారిని వేదిక మీదకి సరైనగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ ఎం అభిషిక్త్ కిషోర్ గారు, స్పెషల్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ కమర్షియల్ ట్యాక్సెస్, వారిని వేదిక మీదకి సరైనంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ కె రవిశంకర్ గారు, కమిషనర్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, వారిని స్టేజ్ మీదకి సరైనంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. అలాగే శ్రీ డి రమేష్ గారు, కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, వారిని స్టేజ్ మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ జేవిఎం శర్మ గారు, అడిషనల్ కమిషనర్ అప్పీల్స్ విజయవాడ, వారిని సవినయంగా స్టేజ్ మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ కె నాగేంద్ర, అడిషనల్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, వారిని స్టేజ్ మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ ఎస్సి కృష్ణమోహన్ రెడ్డి, అడిషనల్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, ఆర్ఓ విజయవాడ, వారిని సవినయంగా వేదిక మీద ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. శ్రీ ఆర్ బాలాజీ బాబు, అడిషనల్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్, తిరుపతి అప్పీల్స్, వారిని వేదిక మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. సార్, తరువాతి కార్యక్రమము, ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి అధ్యత వహించవలసిందిగా ఎం గిరిజాశంకర్ గారిని కోరుతున్నాము, చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ ట్యాక్స్. తర్వాత లైటింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది ల్యాంప్ ఇప్పుడు. సో సార్, నౌ ద లైటింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది ల్యాంప్, ఆనరబుల్ మంత్రివర్యులు వారిని, మిగిలిన విశిష్ట అతిథులందరినీ కూడా లైటింగ్ ఆఫ్ ల్యాంప్ చేయడం కోరుతున్నాం. శ్రీ ఓ ఆనంద్ గారు, జాయింట్ కమిషనర్ విశాఖపట్నం, వారిని కూడా వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుచున్నాము. అలాగే ఫ్రెడరిక్ కోపర్ గారు, అసిస్టెంట్ కమిషనర్ సెంట్రల్ ఎక్సైజ్, వారిని కూడా వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా కోరుచున్నాం. So, welcome address by Shri M. Gijashankar Garu, Chief Commissioner of State Tax. వారిని అడ్రస్ చేయమనిగా కోరుచున్నాం.
Hon'ble Finance Minister, Shri Rajendranath garu, Shri Ajay Kalam garu, former Chief Secretary and the Principal Advisor to Government, Srimati Rayana Bhagyalakshmi garu, Mayor of the city, Vijayawada city, Shri Malladi Vishnuvardhan garu, Vice Chairman of AP Planning Board, Shri Hon'ble Srinivas garu, former Minister and MLA Vijayawada West, Shri Sanjay Pant garu, is the Chief Commissioner at Visakhapatnam from CBIC, Shri Natarajan Guljar garu, Secretary to Government, Shri Dheeraj Rastagi garu, he is the Executive Vice President of the GST network, the backbone for the entire GST administration. Then we have Shri Sadhu Narasimha Reddy garu, he is the Commissioner CBIC from Indirect Taxes at Guntur. Then all our officers, Commissioners Ravi Shankar, Ramesh, Additional Commissioners Mr. Mohan Reddy, Shekhar, Nagendra, Balaji, Sharma, all the Joint Commissioners and the Deputy Commissioners, Assistant Commissioners, Deputy Assistant Commissioners, GSTOs, Senior Assistants, Junior Assistants, Office Subordinates. So entire hierarchy is here for today. So then we have more particularly the awardees. So there are about 195 awardees. We have domain experts, and we are very particular that this occasion we should have the participation of all the taxpayers. So we invited, and we have a large presence of the various trade associations and auditors, tax practitioners, chartered accountants, whatnot, everybody. So this is entire galaxy of the universe of the tax administration related to Andhra Pradesh. So I extend warm welcome to all of you. As my colleague Shekhar mentioned, today is a momentous day. This day, as he said, it marks a special place in the history of tax administration in Andhra Pradesh. The reason being, it's not just we all have met here. It is because we have launched, in the sense Hon'ble Finance Minister sir has launched a critical program, a most valuable, useful kind of a program, a tool, so that helps the taxpayers. As you know, ever since sir has joined or taken over the Commercial Tax Department, and soon after that, the Secretary sir, Mr. Guljar, and myself, we also joined with 1 month, this way, that way. But so there has been a constant effort to improve the taxpayer services. So whole concept is to facilitate the taxpayer for his voluntary compliance. As you know, GST, the inherent principle, the core concept of the GST is voluntary compliance. When we want the voluntary compliance to be the basis, obviously we need to facilitate them. So there has been a shift in our thought process, shift in the approach towards the taxpayers. So instead of keeping a suspicion over the taxpayer, it is more of a trust, more of a kind of facilitation, so that the taxpayer will definitely, come up with his compliances. So keeping that in mind, today in the morning at 9:30, Hon'ble Finance Minister, Commercial Taxes, so sir has launched a unique tool, and it's an approach, and it's a method through which the bogus taxpayers or the bogus registrations can be cut. And it is through biometric authentication of Aadhaar, and after only the biometric authentication is done, then one can go for registration. So that is it's a revolutionary step that has been put forth by the GST Council and enabled by GST network, and now that is become a reality in Andhra Pradesh. Of course, it has already been launched in the country in the first time by Union Finance Minister in Gujarat. and later it started in Puducherry as well. But Andhra Pradesh has volunteered that we would like to be part of this pilot. So it's only on a pilot basis, but still entire state has been taken as a pilot. And thanks to the support of the CBIC, Shri the Chief Commissioner, so it's a combined effort. So it's like the staff of both CBIC and the staff of state taxes. Both together will man this center that is called GST Kendra, Seva Kendra. So we would like to, sir, we would like to show for a minute about a brief video on the GST Seva Kendra, the biometric authentication process. Yeah, so I request benefit of all the participants here. So this whole, the entire Kendra that has been inaugurated by Hon'ble Finance Minister just before coming over here, and then similar kind of Kendras are there in all in the entire state. We got about 12 such Kendrams, and then that would take care of all the divisions and all the circles and all the applications related to GST registration. If it is proved to be a high risk one, then one has to undergo this biometric authentication. Then apart from this, today there are 4 other programs, and as we proceed, we will request Honorable Finance Minister, sir, the Chief Guest, to launch one after another. So just briefly I'll tell what those 4 are. So those other 4 are, we have come up with GST Mitra, then that is again to facilitate the taxpayers and understand what are the discrepancies in their tax payment, and then so that they can, the voluntary compliance can be improved, they can make corrections, course corrections in their tax payment. Then the other one is kallakshetram, that's a knowledge hub. So when Honorable FM sir launches, we'll explain in detail. Then the department has now come up with our own vision, mission and values. So that also Honorable FM sir is going to release that. And then finally we'll have the distribution of awards and incentives. Just one point with regard to this biometric authentication. One may have a doubt as to when we have an already OTP based kind of Aadhaar authentication is taking place, then one may think as to why should we go for this biometric authentication. So in the recent past, you must have seen that in other parts of the country like Noida or Gujarat, and partly in Andhra Pradesh also, we have seen some rackets working on creating fake registrations. Because of the fake registrations, there is fake ITC. This fake registration and the fake ITC are like twin sisters. Because of the fake ITC, the government is losing huge revenue, and then we need to curb at the inception stage, that is at the registration stage. So the Aadhaar and the phone number attached are linked to the Aadhaar have been, are manipulated in Gujarat, and then they found that huge number of new registrations have taken place, and that led to so many complications. Then based on that, the GSTN has come up with this Aadhaar biometric authentication of Aadhaar before we go for GST registration. So the endeavor is to help the genuine taxpayer. So the genuine taxpayer shall not be put to any kind of inconvenience, and just because a fraudster or a fraudulent registration takes place, then that should not lead to, if he supplies something, and then that should not lead to any kind of harassment to the genuine taxpayer. So in order to protect the interests of the genuine taxpayers, this biometric authentication of Aadhaar before we go for GST registration has been introduced. So with this, I stop now, and then I request Master of Ceremony to take over and then conduct further proceedings.
Thank you, sir. So now GST Mitra Sir chepparu. The GST Mitra is a path-breaking initiative by AP City Department which provides a platform to the taxpayer wherein any discrepancies noticed on account of returns filed are made available to the taxpayer with an objective to promote a culture of voluntary compliance and foster a tax conducive environment. It aims to reducing the physical interface of the business community with the tax officers, thereby facilitating a transparent business environment with improved taxpayer services delivered to an automated process utilizing the state-of-art technology. Sir, now the Gaurava Mantri Varni, so GST Mitra tool ni official ga launch cheyamani korutunnamu. Sir, all other dignitaries also please join us, sir. Thank you, sir. Please.
AP Commercial-Tax Department welcomes you all to the home page of GST Mitra. We are very happy to inform you all that GST Mitra is first of its kind initiative in the country by AP Commercial-Tax Department in GST design. This initiative is made for the benefit of taxpayers, showing the statements of returns discrepancies that are generated completely through automated process using state-of-art technology. This video explains step-by-step process to access the report. To know your tax complaints, please click on this icon, GST Mitra Know Your Tax Complaints. This platform offers a secure and user-friendly interface where only the concerned taxpayers can access the report through OTP validation. In step 1, please enter your GSTN. After entering the GSTN, please click on Next. In step 2, please enter the mobile number which is registered with GSTN. After entering the valid mobile number, please click on Receive OTP. Once the registered mobile number validates successfully, please enter the received OTP. After entering the OTP, please click on Verify OTP. Once the OTP verification is successful, the taxpayer can select the financial year for which he or she would like to generate the report. After selecting the financial year, please click on Generate Report. Please wait for some time while the report generation is in progress. The report is generated, and this report is showing 5 types of variations identified for the financial year. To see each of the variation identified, please click on View tab indicated against each of the variation. Please click on this option given here. To view all of the variations identified at a glance, please click on View All Reports. Report can be downloaded here in the option given. And to select any of the other financial financial years, please click here. For selecting the other financial year and the clicking generate report, the same process follows. And to exit this application, please use this logout facility provided at the top right corner of the page. And this returns to the home page. And for any of the queries, please select the help facility provided here. For any technical queries or concerns, reach us at the mail ID given here. And for any tax related queries, please reach out to your jurisdictional tax officer. And the jurisdictional tax officer details were given here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, Chief Commissioner, sir, will explain about GST Mitra.
So just to add a few more points about the GST Mitra, sir. So, as you have been telling us in every occasion that we should facilitate the taxpayer as much as possible. We should empower the taxpayer so that we can encourage him to comply with the tax norms, the tax rules. And therefore, in that direction, this particular tool we have developed, sir, this is purely an in-house development, in-house tool that our people have developed under the leadership of Abhishek Kishore and also Shekhar, Jai Krishna and Renuka and the team, the entire team. So a couple of other assistant commissioners, everybody, they supported in development of this. So this, as you have seen, sir, once a taxpayer gives his TIN number, GST, and an OTP goes. So we have taken a precaution that, so there is no data, the privacy of the data is ensured and the data security is taken care of. Only the concerned taxpayer only can access this, so that any other person cannot just access and then create problem to him. So that is the first precaution that we have taken. Second thing is, then when the returns are filed and when the taxpayer is paying his taxes periodically, then whatever the discrepancies are there, if the taxpayer comes to know before an audit or inspection or ASMT 10 is issued, so before such kind of any of the act-enabled interventions. So we thought if taxpayer comes to know, then whoever is willingly, if he wants to comply, then definitely they can come forward and pay the discrepancy, or they can raise a kind of a ticket with the department that this discrepancy is not correct kind. So that we can facilitate the taxpayer, we can empower the taxpayer, so that the taxpayer will definitely come forward and then make the payment. So in this particular, whatever the example that has been taken to display the tool, so only 5 kinds of discrepancies are there, so the only 5 are shown. The tool has the capability to evaluate the entire data and throw up 17 different kinds of discrepancies. So because of this, the taxpayer will have a 360-degree analysis of his functioning, his tax payment, so he can correct himself. He can make the course corrections. So that is the principle behind this. And the underlying concept, underlying the value that we have assumed is, we wanted the trust. We want to trust the taxpayer, so that when we give this kind of information, taxpayer will make his whatever the corrections are there, and then he will comply with the tax rules. So that is the thing, sir. This will richly benefit all the taxpayers. So taxpayers can, so initially all the top taxpayers of 18,000 only we could enable this, because the reason being, so we are yet to get the data from the GST answer. So the GSTR 2B data, if we get, then definitely we can enable for all the taxpayers of around 4 lakh plus. And then I would like to make a request to Shri Dheeraj sir, that the data may be shared with us, so that we can further provide this, this facility can be extended to all the taxpayers, and the taxpayers will get to know what his position is, and then he can make corrections. And thank you so much.
So thank you, sir. సార్ జిఎస్టీ మిత్ర తర్వాత నాలెడ్జ్ హబ్ జ్ఞానక్షేత్రం గురించి ఇందాక చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ గారు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో నౌ ద జ్ఞానక్షేత్రం ఈజ్ లాంచింగ్ బై ది Hon'ble Minister గారు and other dignitaries on the dais. So then the జ్ఞానక్షేత్రం, we are releasing the books in the compendium phase, but we have a online full information is there. We'll provide in the internet throughout the executive dashboard of the department, so all officers can view all these things through online. So first we will release the జ్ఞానక్షేత్రం, different compendiums, circulars, SOPs prepared by the department officials and the guidance, noble guidance of the Chief Commissioner and Secretary, sir. So now it is opening now, please. ద్వారా తమ కృతజ్ఞతలు తెలియజేయాలని కోరుతున్నాను. ఇప్పుడు మంత్రి గారు పీర్ లెర్నింగ్ అని మనం పెట్టుకున్నాము, దాని కంపోడియం ఓపెన్ చేస్తున్నారు. పీర్ లెర్నింగ్ వన్ ఇస్ ది పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ జ్ఞానక్షేత్ర. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. సార్ జ్ఞానక్షేత్రం గురించి బ్రీఫ్గా చీఫ్ కమిషనర్ గారు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారు.
So just to briefly explain what the Jnanakshetram is. So I hope you could recall, sir, the first meeting that you had conducted of the department about a year ago, post reorganization. So Honorable FM sir has strongly, he emphasized that the department, if we want to put them to the next level, there should be a series of trainings should be given. And also everybody shall be clearly told as to what his job is, what is the standard procedure, and the instructions should be crisp and clear so that one can perform his job. Once we prepare this, train them, and then we periodically discuss over them, then it will lead to an improved functioning and the knowledge improves, and the improved knowledge will definitely will empower them. The empowered officer can perform better, and that will ultimately lead to better revenue mobilization of the state. So we have taken the concept seriously, and then under the guidance of our secretary, sir, so periodically trainings have been imparted. So trainings with the help of NASIN at Bangalore, NASIN Visakhapatnam, with the help of our Chief Commissioner of CBIC, so we could conduct trainings. And then similarly at the state level, 55 master trainers have been identified, and the master trainers have been thoroughly trained so that they became the trainers, the torchbearers of the knowledge, and then they started training officers down up to the junior assistant level. Similarly, then the exposure visits have been conducted. 2 teams, one team headed by Abhishek Kishore, another team by Mr. Mohan Reddy and Nagendra. They all have gone to Bangalore and Mumbai, Karnataka and Maharashtra. They met the CBIC teams there with regard to particularly to learn about the practices related to service sector. Then further we have conducted, now the second round of training is now going on in the field, and at the same time a new concept emerged, that is the peer learning. Then in this direction, sir, we have started having a discussion forum. We started a discussion forum, and then this discussion forum is at the level of a regional level, and the additional commissioner at the regional level. So they either in a hybrid mode, virtually or physically or both. So they discuss with the various officers on a particular topic, a burning topic, so or a case study discussion. So we call that as knowledge compass, and that is in every region in the last 1 year they conducted about 30 odd such kind of a knowledge compass based kind of sessions they have conducted. Then we came up with the idea, Secretary sir and with the help of domain experts, so came up with an idea that we will have profiles of each sector, and then the profile that includes not only the risk parameters related to a particular profile, the case studies, citations, and various other, the entire spectrum of the particular sector is taken, and a monograph is prepared. Those monographs are now being shown to you. So these monographs help the officer when the officer takes up an audit or inspection, or if the officer wants to conduct a training to his own staff, then in a particular sector, that monograph helps him, and this is under the banner peer learning. So this kind of about 20 or 22 different kind of sectors, such kind of profiles have been developed. So all these 3, we call it as our knowledge hub. In Telugu, we call it as kallakshetram. So this is the whole concept behind this, sir. Thank you so much for the idea and the support. Because of your support, we could get more than 5 crores for conducting trainings and various other kind of exposure visits and various other aspects in the last 2 years. So this kind of a support when provided to officers, particularly when the training is given and the exposure visits are done, then there is every chance that the greater compliance will be there, greater enforcement would be there, that would lead to greater revenue collections. And in fact, one team has gone to, in fact, I also went to Kerala. This is on intelligence collection, human intelligence collection. So we have a strong data analytics center, and now with the human intelligence, and by marrying these two, the data collected from the machine and also the information collected through human intelligence, we want to marry these two, and then come up with a better enforcement strategies. And so this whole concept is our kallakshetram, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So the whole kallakshetram is, you have seen the live lo me andariki kanipistundi. The beauty of this kallakshetra is you have to chart with the actual profiler and mentors of who created that profiles. So then iterate every 3 months, every 2 months, they will iterate and then update the profiles for the benefit of the officers and the other staff. So this entire background was created by one Mr. Shri Arun. So the online platform, I must congratulate him on this occasion. Thank you, Arun. So now the vision, mission and values of the Commercial Tax Department. So earlier, మనకు తెలుసు మనకి ఒక విజన్ అనేది ఒక గోల్ అనేది లేకుండానే మనం పనిచేస్తున్నాం అనేటువంటి ఒక ఫీలింగ్ తోటి ఈ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి ఒక విజన్ మిషన్ అండ్ వాల్యూస్ ఉండాలని ఒక నిర్ణయం తీసుకుని కమిషనర్ గారు, సెక్రటరీ గారు, గౌరవ మంత్రివర్యులు వారి ఆధ్వర్యంలో ఒక విజన్ మిషన్ అండ్ వాల్యూస్ ఆఫ్ ది కమర్షియల్ ట్యాక్స్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ని ఇప్పుడు రిలీజ్ చేయవలసిందిగా గౌరవ మంత్రివర్యులు వారిని, డిగ్నిటరీస్ వారిని కోరుతున్నాం.
To further elaborate on the vision mission core values of the department, sir. So this is a shared vision. It is not something that we have written at the state level and then thrusting it on the officers. So the vision statement or the vision building, it has been done through a consultative and also in a consensus manner. So we have discussed with our field officers, we shared various vision documents, vision statements of the various other entities like CBIC, income tax, and also the state taxes of various states. And then also not only this, we have looked at the various countries' vision statements. And then again, we went back to the basics. The basic thing is, as you have been always telling us, the two topics or the two important critical items are the serving the taxpayer, serving the department. So we have taken the clue from that. Then all our, based on these two premises, these two salient points, all our ideas then converged, and then we came up this particular vision statement. So I just read out this. We endeavor to serve the taxpayer and the state with an efficient, transparent and professional tax administration, sir. So the whole purpose is, it's not tax collection department. It is taxpayer service department is the kind of concept that we want to induce and also infuse in the department. And then when we serve while we serve the taxpayer, we serve the state also, but the way we serve should be, and it has to be, should be an efficient, transparent and professional tax administration. So that is the principle and the concept behind this vision statement, sir. Similarly, the core values are accountability, fairness, responsive, transparency and trust. And as I mentioned, when we developed the GST Mitra, trust is the basic, the value that we wanted to promote. So these are the core values of the department. Objectives and the mission, as you are well aware, sir, it is revenue mobilization, compliance facilitation, encouraging entrepreneurship, professionalism, sustainable economic growth, and hassle-free service to taxpayer. So removing the hassles and then facilitating the taxpayer with the service is the key concept. And so with this, I'll hand over to our Master of Ceremony to further continue with the proceedings of the today's program.
Thank you, sir. So releasing functions almost all were over. Now the Gaurav Atithulu, Visishta Atithulu, వేరే డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్, గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్, గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా నుంచి వచ్చినటువంటి మిత్రులు, అలాగే జిఎస్టీ నుంచి వచ్చిన వారు, గౌరవ అతిథులు అందరూ కూడా ఇప్పుడు తమ సందేశాన్ని వినిపిస్తారు. వాటి ముందుగా శ్రీ ధీరజ్ రస్తోగి సార్, ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ వైస్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ జిఎస్టీ అండ్ న్యూఢిల్లీ. సో వారిని ప్లీజ్ come and give his address the occasion, sir.
Honorable FM, sir, and honorable public dignitaries that have collected and the officers. It's a very, what should I say, that whatever product that GSTN has launched, we are actually seeing it being implemented over here. So it's a very proud time from the point of view of GSTN. But then I would also like to say that it's a pilot project and we have a lot of learning in the pilot project. So many of the corner scenario, many of the difficulties that come forward, so we wish to observe all of them very keenly over the period of next 1.5 months, so that whatever difficulties come, we get them resolved, and then also develop a facility where not only the officers do the biometric, the taxpayer also can himself do the biometric, so that he is facilitated with a service right at his doorsteps. So that would be our ultimate motto will be. And in the function I have also come across many of the new initiatives that have been launched. For example, GST Mitra tool and GST kallakshetram. So we would also like to learn from them, and if possible then perhaps extend to the all India, so that everybody benefits whatever initiative is being taken at Andhra Pradesh. I know it's a very forward-looking state in terms of IT initiatives. So many of them we would like to implement at GSTN also. So thank you, and I congratulate all of you for this wonderful initiative. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Rastogi sir, last 2 days before he came and observed all these proceedings for biometric authentication. On behalf of the AP Commercial-Tax Department, we thank to GST and New Delhi, sir. So now Shri Sanjay Pandgaru, Chief Commissioner of Central Taxes, CGST Zone Visakhapatnam, please address the gathering, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. Hon'ble Minister of State Finance, dignitary of the dais, senior officers,
Trade fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sanjay Pant. I am Chief Commissioner, Central Tax. My team of less than 2,000 collect almost 80,000 crores of revenue from the whole state of Andhra Pradesh, which excise jurisdiction. 40,000 comprises of customs duty, including everything, IGST and cess. 23,000 from the GST and 70,000 from the central excise. You know, in Arthashastra, Kautilya has said and postulated 5 basic parameters for a law to be good. For a law to be good, it has to be very simple. And the second is, there should be continuous increase in the revenue and the base of the SSC. Third is, the interface between the SSC or so-called the trade during that time should be minimum. It's just like a bee collecting honey and without affecting either the flower or the bee. The purpose is like that. There should not be any interface. And the fourth is that there should be minimum disputes. Minimum disputes, and if disputes are there, there should be robust redressal grievance mechanism. 2017 GST was born. Almost now it's 2023 end. 3 postulates are fulfilled. The SEC base has gone up. Like for example, when we started the beginning, the central excise, or let me talk to the GST base was hardly 40,000. Now we are controlling approximately 1,71,000 SSC base. State is controlling almost 2,81,000, 1 lakh more than us. When we started, the revenue was some 8,000 crores. We has gone to some 23,000 crores. So there is a buoyancy. There is an increase in the SSC base. The interface absolutely has become minimum. All offices are turned into the e-offices and all the processes are through the GST and other forces. Second condition has been met up. But whether the law is simple, law has to be simple. And the government is concerned about it. And it's the churning. It's like a sagar manthan. Always remember the gestation period of any law to settle is a minimum 10 years or more. Law does not settle outrightly. It goes on changing. So I think it's called the Amrit Manthan in the Amrit Kal which is happening. Where the tendency of the government is to make it more easy and easy and easy. Of course, we have robust grievances redressal mechanism at all levels, at the vigilance, at the appellate stages. But the second major part is the disputes are also emanating on rise. To become a complete good law, we have to make law simple and disputes has to be minimized. And all such steps here and clarifications, the SOPs, and this is towards this. And I'm very sure in a time to come, you will have as simple as what Kautilya desires in his Arthashastra, the law permutations should be there. Now why this biometric? Biometric was there and why authentication is there? See, when we started beginning 2017, it was done on the maximum repost. You apply for the registration. If 7 days not given, it's a deemed registration. And government realizes very late that there is a parallel economy of fake invoices is growing. 1,70,000 crore is the new normal for collection per month. You don't know how much fake invoices are there. For your example, out of 100 rupees duty payment, only less than 18% are paid through cash in India. And rest all through this thing, through the SENVAT. And if major portion of the SENVAT or some part of it is a fake or is a blocked SENVAT or irregular SENVAT, it has to be checked. And 1% of increase in that base will give you a buoyancy of more than 7,000 crores of revenue. The results are compounding and enormous. And this, in addition to the biometric certification, to exclude those so-called fraudsters in the past, which has created havoc to the system. So I think we are on the right path, and so much presence amidst seeing all of you, amidst the Hon'ble Minister of Finance and State and so luminary dignitaries. I think the department has really arrived. Thank you very much. Thank you, State Government, for organizing such a good party. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Vast experience of this indirect taxes helps the tax departments of both state and center. So now, Shri, I request the Honorable Secretary, sir, Government of Andhra Pradesh Finance, Shri Natarajan Guljar, sir, has given the address to the occasion, sir, please.
Thank you, Shekhar. Good afternoon to everybody. Honorable Minister, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, taxpayers and their representatives, and colleagues. It's a great occasion. Never expected that this would turn out to be such a wonderful and such an occasion full of energy and joy. And so I'm really thankful to Girija Shankar for organizing it. Thank you very much for all the team who have put in so much effort, not just on this, but for all those other initiatives that we have launched today. But I was thinking I'll just take a couple of minutes to just briefly dwell on where we are coming from as a department. So the vision itself is very clear. We say we endeavor to serve the taxpayer and the state with efficient, transparent and professional tax administration. So the key words are we serve the taxpayer, we serve the state, and with an efficient, transparent and professional tax administration. So efficiency, transparency and professionalism are central to everything we do. We have, in some ways, when we look at it, we have two important stakeholders. One is our taxpayers, because without the taxpayer, there is no tax, there is no department, there is no government, and the whole edifice of civilization and society that we today run on doesn't exist. So the taxpayer, and then our own tax administrators. To the extent of taxpayers, what we have tried to, in our very modest way, and as Sanjay Pant sir said, it takes 10 years for a new law to get settled. We are also iterating, figuring out, and hopefully we're reaching a stage where there is an equilibrium which is comfortable for all sides. So on the taxpayer side, how do we enable voluntary compliance? That's been our endeavor, and the GST Mitra is a step in that direction. On the tax administrator side, we have been trying to build capabilities. I mean, everything has been about capabilities, and more capabilities. Looking at this whole department from this perspective, and that's been the guidance that and the direction that the Honorable Minister gave us, that how do we, and Sir keeps talking about this repeatedly, that without the taxpayer there is no tax department. So to that extent, how do we better and professionally serve the taxpayers and ensure that the state gets its due share of revenues? So we have, in some ways, I'm trying to distill it into 4 things that we have tried to focus on. First is, as I said, capabilities. Capabilities, we have, if there was one thing on which we have tried to put in the highest priority and effort over the last couple of years, it has been on capabilities development. Through multiple ways, multiple tiers of trainings, we have tried to cover every single official with practical, case study based, hands-on, repeated trainings on everything from very simple management of work to more technical GST administration related and tax administration related or GST law related issues and the processes associated with that. The second thing which we have tried to do, and especially in the context of this, our endeavor to focus on taxpayer compliance, voluntary compliance, is we've tried to do workflow automation wherever possible. How do we do our service to the taxpayer, our service to the state in a manner that is efficient, you leverage technology most optimally. So for example, everything from gathering of intelligence to allocation of cases for investigations, audit, scrutiny, inspections is completely automated. And we have tried to bring in limit discretion to the least possible way. To the best of my knowledge, I don't think this is happening in any state or any unit where we have completely taken out even secretary or CBA or CCST. We have tried to tie our own hands and allow us to use discretion only when it is just, there's no other alternative. So the workflow automation we have tried to, and it's a work in progress. There's a lot more which needs to be done. We of course, like Mr. Rastogi is here, we and colleagues from GST are here. One request that we have been taking up with them, and we'll continue to engage with that because it's a step in the direction of what should be a tax administrative system in 5 years henceforth. I mean, we don't want to be the old system of like tax administrator chasing the taxpayer getting harassed, and this frictious engagement happening between the two. So the third thing that we have tried to focus on is knowledge management, and it's in some ways related to the capabilities development. We've tried to distill processes into workflows, into checklists, into documentation, into case laws, so that it becomes easy for the assistant commissioners, the deputy assistant commissioners, the GSTOs to be able to very quickly and in a less burdensome manner do effective investigations and issue effective adjudications. The fourth thing that we have been trying to do is on intelligence side. Now, it has been the practice that intelligence used to be done like just when we look at this department, this is perhaps one of those rare departments which is a completely knowledge-based department. What are you doing? We are taking intelligence, which is a knowledge function, and we are processing based on some statutory processes. So in some ways, this intelligence is extremely critical. Our objective has been to, and we haven't got there, it will take time. We have basically started and we are trying to push as fast as we can. Our objective has been to ensure that when we are doing things like audits or inspections, we are able to target only those who are likely to be cause for tax evasion or revenue loss to the government. And so we are trying to see whether we can look at strong signals of those tax evasion and only then target those cases for enforcement actions. And we have right now on the intelligence side, we have workflow automated the entire process of analyzing and generating likely evasion prone taxpayers, and again no human interface there. We realize that yes, this has its limitations. Yes, we consciously acknowledge many of these things have their limitations. We are not saying these are any perfect systems, but we are trying in the endeavor of the vision that we set out under the guidance of the Honorable Minister, we have been trying to make this as transparent and hassle-free an experience for the taxpayer. And finally, I have to be extremely thankful for the team of officials that we have in Commercial Taxes Department. I actually think this is like, in many ways, this is perhaps the most, in terms of per capita terms, the most proficient department within the state government, because it has got high quality officials directly recruited. Very rarely do you have such a concentration of talent. It's only the question of looking inward, finding your own sense of self-motivation, and being part of this vision and shared mission and values that you all have resolved to. So my request would be, let's, for the next 2-3 years at least, let's take this to a stage where we are able to proudly say that a paradigm has changed in the way we look at tax administration, and we set the path for, or show the path for others to lead, not in revenue collect. Right? If you do all these things, revenues will follow naturally. Where would the revenues go? It's just a question of just changing the mindset and moving towards a direction which is exemplary, which shows the path for others, and which makes you all happy. I'm also very thankful, sir, to the Principal Chief Commissioner, CBIC, Sanjay Pant, sir, because we have an excellent relationship with the CBIC unit here, and I really hope that we are able to work together henceforth in taking many of these things forward, not just for the state taxpayers, but for central taxpayers, and also using the CBIC network to diffuse some of these things to the extent possible. So with all this, I'll thank you all for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir, your words are inspiration for us in the department's last 12 months. So we promise, sir, the same thing will be continued, and then we make it proud to this department in your line, sir, in your guidance. Thank you, sir. Now, Shri Ajay Kallam, sir, the Principal Advisor to the Hon'ble Chief Minister, sir. Sir, please give your valuable suggestion and advice to the officers, sir.
Hon'ble Minister for Finance and Commercial Taxes, Legislative Affairs, Hon'ble Mayor, Hon'ble MLAs, Senior Officers of Government of India, Senior Officers from the State Government, Senior Officers of the Department, and friends. At the outset, I congratulate all the officers behind these initiatives. They're all really very progressive, very forward-looking initiatives. The concept of Seva Kendras is self-explanatory. Most of us have experienced it, how difficult it used to be to get a passport earlier days, and today with Passport Seva Kendras, how simple it has become, how transparent it has become. So basically this Seva Kendras concept extension to every department, to every service is welcome. Here, I mean, it helps everyone, not only the department, but even the clientele, that is taxpayers and all, I mean, to get their registrations done in a simple and transparent manner. Like in registration and stamps department, we used to think about it, and probably I think now they are taking shape. Probably those Seva Kendras also are coming into play soon. Anyway, registration and through Seva Kendras, etc., will, I mean, simplify everything and will bring definitely a lot of transparency. Like that, the app, the Mitra, what the department has brought out, because this is the age of apps, so you can happily open your own app, find out the details of your own returns, statements. Then, on your own, probably you can correct your mistakes, or else you can approach the department and say that something is, wrongly quoted or wrongly understood. So that way, things become very, very simple. So also, the knowledge hub, where circulars, SOPs, FAQs, everything, making it available on a website to everyone in the department, makes it simple and makes it accessible. Everybody can go through, check themselves, and then in case still they find some kind of, doubts and all, they can raise and get answers. This is something very, very, what I can say, a welcome initiative from the department. We are very, very happy that so much of transformation is happening in the department, especially in the last 1 year. So we should compliment and congratulate our Hon'ble Minister and also the senior officers, Mr. Guljar and Girija Shankar, for bringing this transformation. Another important thing what they mentioned in the beginning itself, both the Secretary and Commissioner, is that the department should hereafter, brand themselves as a service department more than a regulatory department. When you compare other countries, when you go to US, you go to, Europe, you don't find at any point of time any IT raids or GST harassments, employees and officers basically, creating troubles to the customers or clientele. You never hear of them. In most of the countries, honestly, the taxpayer doesn't know the structure of the department to which he is paying taxes. He is only paying taxes to the state. He doesn't know which department is controlling or things like that. There a different system got evolved. They have, for everyone, they have a consultant or something like that. Automatically they file, they take care of everything. There is no direct interaction between the taxpayer and the department or the state directly. So that way, I think 90% of the harassment is automatically taken out. We should, in our own system also, come to a stage where absolutely we should only facilitate in collecting taxes and help or service the taxpayer, because as Hon'ble Minister was mentioning, that tax without taxpayers, there is absolutely no department. So we should only do that, service, facilitate, not regulate, control, inspect. That is exceptional cases where you basically unearth some fraud and all, detailed investigation and basically as per the law, appropriate fines are, all those punishments are given. But otherwise, there is no need for direct interaction and all. So I once again, congratulate all the people who took the initiative and look forward for the department to be a model for the rest of the country. Thank you.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. మీ అమూల్యమైనటువంటి సలహాల్లో డిపార్ట్మెంట్ రెగ్యులేటరీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్గా కాకుండా సర్వీస్ ఓరియంటెడ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్గా చేయాలనేటువంటి ఆలోచనలో రాష్ట్ర మంత్రివర్యులు గత 2 సంవత్సరాలుగా ఉన్నారు సార్. ఇంకా ముందుకి మేము ఆ ఆదర్శాన్ని తీసుకుని వెళ్తామని మీ సభాముఖంగా మీకు తెలియజేస్తూ, ఇప్పుడు గౌరవనీయులు మంత్రివర్యులు శ్రీ బుగ్గన రాజేంద్రనాథ్ గారిని తమ అమూల్యమైనటువంటి సందేశాన్ని ఇవ్వాల్సిందిగా కోరుతున్నాం.
స్థానిక మేయర్ శ్రీమతి రాయన భాగ్యలక్ష్మి గారు, స్థానిక శాసనసభ్యులు శ్రీ మల్లాడి విష్ణు గారు, మాజీ మంత్రివర్యులు శాసనసభ్యులు శ్రీ వెల్లంపల్లి శ్రీనివాస్ గారు, అదేవిధంగా Shri Sanjay Pant garu, Chief Commissioner of Customs and Indirect Taxes. అదేవిధంగా Principal Advisor to the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Chief Minister గారికి ప్రత్యేకంగా, as well as former Chief Secretary Shri Ajay Kallam garu, Secretary to the Government of Andhra Pradesh Commercial Taxes and Finance Shri Natarajan Gulzar garu, అదేవిధంగా Shri Dheeraj Rastogi garu, Executive Vice President GSTN, Shri Girija Shankar garu, Chief Commissioner of State Taxes Andhra Pradesh, Shri Sadhu Narasimha Reddy garu, Commissioner Central Excise, Shri Abhishek Kishore garu, Anand garu, Joint Commissioners. అదేవిధంగా వివిధ కమర్షియల్ ట్యాక్సెస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్, స్టేట్ ట్యాక్సెస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కు సంబంధించినటువంటి ఆఫీసర్స్ అందరూ కూడా వివిధ డెసిగ్నేషన్స్తో అలంకరించిన వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా అడిషనల్ కమిషనర్స్, కమిషనర్స్, స్పెషల్ కమిషనర్స్, మరి అదేవిధంగా మరి డెప్యూటీ కమిషనర్స్, ఏసీస్, డెప్యూటీ ఏసీస్, జిఎస్టీఓస్ అండ్ అదర్ ఆఫీసర్స్ అందరూ కూడా పేరు పేరున, ఆఫీస్ బేరర్స్ ఆఫ్ వేరియస్ ట్రేడ్ అసోసియేషన్స్, ఆడిటర్స్, ట్యాక్స్ అడ్వకేట్స్, ట్యాక్స్ ప్రాక్టీషనర్స్ అండ్ ఈరోజు ఎవరైతే అవార్డ్స్ స్వీకరించబోతా ఉన్నారో వారికి, మరి ఎంప్లాయీస్ అసోసియేషన్స్ అందరికి కూడా పేరు పేరున పాత్రికేయులకు అందరు కూడా నా హృదయపూర్వక నమస్కారాలు తెలియజేస్తా ఉన్నా. ఈరోజు ప్రారంభోత్సవాలు వచ్చేసి జిఎస్టి సేవా కేంద్ర, జిఎస్టి మిత్ర, జ్ఞానక్షేత్రం. So when was the last time any of us actually thought a department in the government, in a state government, would actually release a set of books or manuals that are written, made, authored by not consultants but people who are actually working in the department? I congratulate all of you. When was the last time we thought of a vision statement? పెద్ద పెద్ద కార్పొరేట్ సంస్థల్లో అటువంటి విజన్ స్టేట్మెంట్ పెట్టి ప్రతిరోజు ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఫ్రమ్ ద చైర్మన్ టు ద సిఇఓ అందరు కూడా ఎంటర్ అవుతూనే ఆ విజన్ స్టేట్మెంట్ చదివి ఒక్కసారికి దే రిమైండ్ దెమ్సెల్వ్స్ వాట్ ద విజన్ ఆఫ్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ ఇస్. సిమిలర్లీ మనకు ఈరోజు స్టేట్ ట్యాక్సెస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో ఆ విజన్ స్టేట్మెంట్ అండ్ ద మీనింగ్ ఇన్ ద విజన్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కూడా, we endeavor to serve the taxpayer and the state with an efficient, transparent and professional tax administration. ఇప్పుడే సెక్రటరీ గుల్జార్ గారు ఎంతో చక్కగా the foundation of the vision statement and the pillars on which the vision statement actually stands అనేది చాలా చక్కగా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడం జరిగింది. So all this has taken place, this journey of last couple of years, a wonderful journey. Probably I'll say జీవితకాలంలో మనం ఎన్నో పదవులు హోల్డ్ చేస్తూ వచ్చింటాం, బట్ దేర్ ఆర్ సర్టన్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ దట్ గివ్ us immense satisfaction. At some point of time when we retire and think back, then we would say that was one of the best parts of my career. I think I would say that now today. మొట్టమొదటిసారిగా మంత్రి అయినప్పుడు ఆల్మోస్ట్ 2 సంవత్సరాల క్రితము, అప్పట్లో ఫస్ట్ మీటింగ్ I remember having held with the joint commissioners, and I think there were a couple of additional commissioners also. So review చేసుకుంటూ trying to understand what the department was about. అప్పటికి 2.5 years I was representing the state in the GST council, but I was not holding the portfolio as such of commercial taxes. So the first meeting I had, so I said, how do we stand in this country? How are we placed? ఏకగ్రీవంగా యునానిమస్గా మన జాయింట్ కమిషనర్స్ అందరూ కూడా said, everybody said, sir, we are the best. So I said, that's beautiful. Inta confidence is very nice, but who has certified us then? Then everybody just suddenly became quiet. Then I said, no, I'm very happy if we are the best, but at the same time, first let us see what's happening outside. So we made teams. And these teams of certain officers went to various states. I think we went to Kerala, we went to Karnataka, we went to Maharashtra, we went to, I think, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, and I think one of the small hill states also. So various states pampichin tarvata, after they came back, then the next meeting that we held, so I said, now what's your opinion? So everybody again unanimously said, there's a lot to be done. We have to do a lot. So that is when we decided we have to restructure our department, because the structure was created many decades ago, even before VAT. So రాబోయే కాలానికి ప్రస్తుత కాలానికి ప్రజెంట్ కూడా మనకు ఆ 40 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం ఏదైతే డిపార్ట్మెంట్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఉందో దానికంటే కూడా ఇప్పుడు జిఎస్టికి సంబంధించిన స్ట్రక్చర్ వి ఆల్సో హ్యావ్ టు కీప్ పేస్ అండ్ బి మోర్ ఆర్ లెస్ ఇన్ లైన్ విత్ సిబిఐసి అనే ఉద్దేశంతో వేరియస్ ఎఫర్ట్స్ వర్ మేడ్. అండ్ దెన్ మన సెక్రటరీ గుల్జార్ గారు అండ్ సిసిఎస్టి గిరిజాశంకర్ గారు జాయిన్ కావడం, ఆ తర్వాత it was a wonderful journey, I am telling you, with both of them as well as with all the officers, everybody from whichever level who have contributed to the Department of State Taxes in Andhra Pradesh that is there today. Taxation gurinchi maatladetappudu intaku mundu generally anybody would definitely take the reference of Arthashastra and Chanakya as mana Pant garu cheppinatlu kuda. So akkada ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ జనరల్గా అర్థశాస్త్రం అంటే అందరూ మనం ఏమనుకుంటామంటే ఇది వార్ఫేర్ అని, బట్ వెన్ యూ రీడ్ ద బుక్ ఇట్స్ మోర్ అబౌట్ టాక్సేషన్ అండ్ యాక్చువల్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్. సో చాణక్య ఏమంటారంటే ఇక్కడే కానీ ట్యాక్సెస్ అనేది, ట్యాక్స్ ఇస్ వాట్ మేక్స్ అ కింగ్డమ్ రన్. ఇన్ టుడేస్ వరల్డ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ వాట్ మేక్స్ అ కంట్రీ రన్. సో ట్యాక్స్ అనేది ఏ విధంగా ఉండాలంటే ఇట్ షుడ్ బి జస్ట్ అబౌట్ కరెక్ట్ ఫర్ ద ట్యాక్స్ పేయర్ ఆల్సో నాట్ టు ఫీల్ ద pinch. At the same time, the tax should not be a hindrance to the growth of industry or business or trade or commerce. At the same time, the tax should be collected easily. Intaku mundu Pant garu cheppinatluga, there should not be too many issues with tax collection. Okavela edana issue vachina kuda the settlement also should be quick. It should not be delayed. So ivanni kuda konni సూత్రాలు ఏవైతే మనకు అర్థశాస్త్రంలో మనమందరం కూడా చదివింటామో ఆ ఇష్యూస్ను ఫాలో అయ్యి మనకిక్కడ ఎన్నో రిఫార్మ్స్ మన స్టేట్ ట్యాక్సెస్లో తీసుకురావడం జరిగింది. నంబర్ ఆఫ్ మీటింగ్స్ మన సెక్రటరీ గారు అండ్ సిసిఎస్టి గారు విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ వేరియస్ ఆఫీసర్స్ హూ ఆర్ అసిస్టింగ్ దెమ్ in the department. I don't know how many meetings they would have done, how many times brainstorming, how many times references were taken, how many consultants were approached, how many different people throughout the country they would have collaborated with and corresponded with in order to get, because every reform, every new addition that was given was actually, it is like milk no వేడి చేసి కాంచి ఫైనల్గా క్రీమ్ వచ్చే వరకు కూడా వదలకుండా వేడి చేసి కాంచినారని చెప్పి ఈరోజు మీ అందరికీ నేను గర్వంగా తెలియజేస్తా ఉన్నాను. అండ్ డ్యూరింగ్ దిస్ జర్నీ వేరియస్ వేస్ దట్ వీ వాంటెడ్ టు బేసికలీ రీచ్ అవర్ గోల్, ద ఆబ్జెక్టివ్. వన్, ట్రేడ్ అడ్వైజరీ కమిటీస్ పెట్టడం జరిగింది. టీఎస్సీస్ పెట్టిన తర్వాత ఆల్మోస్ట్ మేజర్ డివిజన్స్లో టీఎస్సీస్ ఆల్రెడీ కండక్ట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. ఆ టీఎస్సీస్లో భాగంగా వేరియస్ ఇన్పుట్స్ దట్ ఆర్ టేకన్, అండ్ వన్ ఈజ్ టేకింగ్ ద ఇన్పుట్ ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు మేక్ ఎనీ చేంజెస్. బికాస్ మనకు ఈ నాలెడ్జ్ అనేది ఎట్లా, ఇట్ ఈస్ డైనమిక్. ద క్వెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద హ్యావింగ్ టు గెయిన్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఈజ్ అ కంటిన్యూస్ ప్రాసెస్ అన్నమాట. ఇట్ డజంట్ స్టాప్ ఎనీవేర్. సో తీసుకొని ప్రతిసారి పోయినప్పుడు ఒక కొత్త సలహా వచ్చినప్పుడు కానీ, కొత్త ఇబ్బంది వచ్చినప్పుడు కానీ అవన్నిటి కూడా అడ్రస్ చేసేదానికి ప్రయత్నం చేయడము. అందువల్ల ఏమైంది, ద బిజినెస్ ఫ్రెండ్లీ అప్రోచ్. నో వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఎండివర్ ఇన్ ద విజన్ స్టేట్మెంట్? ఇట్ ఈస్ టు సర్వ్ ద ట్యాక్స్ పేయర్. సో టీఏసీ అనేది ఇట్ గివ్స్ ఇమ్మెన్స్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఇన్ ద ట్యాక్స్. లేకుంటే పూర్వం ఎట్లుంది, ట్యాక్స్ కట్టే వాళ్ళు ఏదో దొంగతనం చేస్తారని, మన పని పట్టుకోవడం అని, అది ఆ కాన్సెప్టే తప్పు. సెక్రటరీ గారు ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పిన కాన్సెప్టే తప్పు. ట్యాక్స్ కట్టే వాళ్ళ వల్లనే దేశం నడుస్తుంది. వాళ్ళను సరిగ్గా చూసుకోవడము, సరిగ్గా గైడ్ చేయడము, ఒక మంచి పద్ధతిలో మన కర్తవ్యము మనం ట్యాక్స్ కలెక్ట్ చేయడం అనేది చేయాలి తప్ప ఇక్కడ ఎవరు దొంగ కాదు, ఎవరు పోలీసు కాదు. ఇక్కడ అటుపక్క చూస్తే కాంట్రిబ్యూటరు, ఇటుపక్క చూస్తే it is not about regulation. It should be more about assisting them. In the West, developed countries lo chusinattlaithe, the compliance is far higher. Endukante the rules are made, the system is such that, of course, population definitely there's a difference, but then nevertheless, the rules are of such nature and the administration is done in such a way that the dealer or the taxpayer normally would not want to evade tax. So that is how the system has been built. Faceless registration system anedi, aa tarvata return scrutiny tool. Here again I have to tell you, the return scrutiny tool and the data analytics part lo, normal ga the system and government over a period of time is ఏ చిన్నది వచ్చినా కూడా get a consultant. So why do we need consultants? So this thought process actually, most of it, fortunately for me, whatever I had in mind over many years was just about thought the same way by mana Secretary Garu and CCST Garu. They also felt, why do we have to depend on consultants? See, government, our people, our officers, they are competent enough to handle anything. That is their mainstay job. So why should we depend on somebody? And we should have inbuilt in-house thing and JPC. Actually, I was surprised to note that some of our young officers who are in the state taxes department who have an engineering background, in fact, there was one officer by name Jay Krishna, I remember, because he was Karnool post ayinadu, then we brought him here to Idi for a while. So, akkada, the way his team, and not just a single person, because that is a person I remember by name, but many other people who also are in the team, వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఎంత బ్యూటిఫుల్గా దే డిజైన్డ్ దిస్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ అండ్ టూల్స్ అనేది నిజంగా సర్ప్రైజింగ్ అండ్ ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ దిస్ వాజ్ అప్రిషియేటెడ్ ఈవెన్ ఇన్ ఢిల్లీ. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ దట్ ఏ డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో అయినా కూడా ఏ డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో దెర్ ఈస్ టాలెంట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫర్ అస్ టు యాక్చువల్లీ సీ దట్ టాలెంట్, స్పాట్ ద టాలెంట్, guide the talent and make them do what is necessary. Similarly, when you come to the document identification number implementation gani, and then the establishment of the knowledge hub and the creation of the knowledge, see, these are all ideas, beautiful ideas which normally pedda corporate houses lo once a year or twice a year, maybe from the chairman to the CEO, they all have these workshops where everybody attends, and then so that is how our department actually is progressing presently. Ante ento mandi periodical interactions and training is a very important. When I noticed this training anedi, I was chairman of the public accounts committee while we were in the opposition from 2017 to 19, mid 17 maybe to 19. So across I was reviewing ports review చేసేటప్పుడు there was something to do with the draft and the depth and the desilting. So the engineer who was there was of the rank of a chief engineer. Then he was unable to answer the questions that were pointed out by the audit report, in the CAG's report. So then I asked, because I was able to see that the understanding of the audit objection was not being answered by the concerned engineer. I asked him, normally you should be aware of this Kadan. So it came to my notice that actually వీళ్ళు పంచాయతీరాజ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నుంచి ఎప్పుడో ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ ఇంజనీర్ స్థాయిలో డెప్యూట్ అయ్యి అక్కడ నుంచి చీఫ్ ఇంజనీర్ స్థాయి వరకు ప్రమోషన్తో వచ్చినారు కాబట్టి ఇన్ 22 years of service being put there was no ever training that was imparted on this engineer with anything to do with ports. So it was at that time that I realized, if at all ఎప్పుడైనా మాకు ఆపర్చునిటీ వస్తే, this was when we were in the opposition, opportunity వస్తే ఈ ట్రైనింగ్ అనేది ఇట్ ఇస్ ఆఫ్ అట్మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్. ఆల్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫీసర్స్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో ఆఫ్ ఏ స్థాయి అయినా కూడా కంటిన్యూస్గా దే హ్యావ్ టు బీ దేర్ కెపాసిటీ అండ్ నాలెడ్జ్ హ్యాస్ టు బీ ఎన్హాన్స్డ్ అని. సో దట్ ఆపర్చునిటీ కేమ్ అండ్ ఫార్చునేట్లీ సెక్రటరీ గారు గుల్జార్ గారితో మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు హీ ఆల్సో ఫెల్ ద సేమ్ వే, సిసిఎస్టీ గారు సేమ్ వే, సో వర్ మెనీ ఆఫ్ ద పీపుల్. అండ్ ఇందులో అగైన్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు యాక్చువల్లీ గివ్ మై ఐ హ్యావ్ టు అక్నాలెడ్జ్మెంట్స్ అండ్ ఇది చీఫ్ మినిస్టర్ గారికి. Any of these programs that we have taken up in capacity building, in getting our officers, our government staff to do better, CM garu oka blank check madiri maaku. He always said, we want the best in Andhra Pradesh. So ee vidhanga when it comes to mana kallakshetram gaani, ee roju GST mitra kuda mee andariki kuda telusu, you know better than me what's it about, and developing the vision and values, mission and objectives of the department, ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనం చూసినట్లయితే and getting the trainers, training of the trainers, even these are all things that are extremely important, crucial, modern, and it is not that they were not there. See, Purvakalam, if you notice, path of British records, the revenue records, I think the content as well as the grammar, and I won't say just grammar alone, the content and the grammar of the Tahsildar's reports 60, 70 years ago is far better than what we have today. It is just that that continuity was not there in capacity building, knowledge building and enhancement. So this is what we have taken up, and during the course of this reforms and restructuring, I am sure certain difficulties could vachinayi, nenu kadannu. ఎంతో మందికి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్స్ విషయంలో కానీ, కొంతమందికి పోస్టింగ్స్ విషయంలో కానీ, కొంతమందికి అసలు మన దగ్గర ఉన్న అధికారాలు ఏదో తీసేసుకుంటున్నారని కానీ, లేదా కొంతమందికి ఎక్కువ బర్డెన్ అయినామని కానీ, ఇవన్నీ ఉన్నాయి. కానీ ఐ వుడ్ సే ఎవ్రీథింగ్ వాజ్ డన్ విత్ అ గుడ్ ఇంటెంట్ అండ్ నథింగ్ స్టాప్స్ వెన్ ఎవర్ సంథింగ్ కమ్స్ టు అవర్ నోటీస్ దట్ దిస్ హ్యాస్ టు బి మోడిఫైడ్. వీఆర్ ఓపెన్ టు దట్ ఐడియా. The reason we are having all these TACs, the reason we are having so much of interaction with the officers is for the reason that it is a continuous process. There is nothing called perfect ever. Today we feel this is perfect, tomorrow something better comes up, yeah, we have to change. So, ఎవరికన్నా ఒకవేళ ఇన్కన్వీనియన్స్ అయితే అది ఉద్దేశపూర్వకంగా జరిగినది కాదు. కానీ ఇన్ ద ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ ఇప్పుడు ఒక గొప్ప జర్నీ చేసేటప్పుడు ఎంతో ఒకటి అడ్డంకులు వస్తుంటాయి. ఆ అడ్డంకులు దాటుకొని పోయేది ఇంపార్టెంట్ అనేది మీ అందరికీ కూడా తెలియజేస్తూ, అదేవిధంగా మన గౌరవ ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు ఎన్నో విషయాల్లో కూడా టాక్సేషన్ మా డిపార్ట్మెంట్కు చాలా ఫ్రీ హ్యాండ్ ఇచ్చేసి, ఎప్పుడు కూడా జనరల్గా ప్రభుత్వంలో ఏ విధంగా ఉంటుందంటే ఎంతోమంది ఒకరు అయిన వాళ్ళు ఒకరు కానోళ్ళు, ఈ పని కావాలి ఆ పని కావాలి. మా కమర్షియల్ ట్యాక్స్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి వచ్చేటప్పటికి మాత్రం పాపం హీ హ్యాస్ సో మచ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఆన్ అవర్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ దట్ నార్మలీ వాట్ ఈ సేస్ ఇస్ దే విల్ హ్యాండిల్ ఇట్ అని చెప్పేసి, మాకైతే ఐ కెన్ సే దట్ కంప్లీట్గా ఫ్రీ హ్యాండ్ టు డూ వాట్ ఎవర్ వీ థాట్ వాజ్ గుడ్ ఫర్ ద స్టేట్. అండ్ the way that support was given, I'll give you in the way of example. That support that we got from our Chief Minister, as well as the support we also get even now from the Union Finance Minister. There was one issue to do with tamarind anamata. So చింతపండు మీద tax. So చింతపండు మీద tax అనేటప్పటికి this I think was the 35th GST Council meeting in Goa. Then we had to go and represent saying that please remove the tax on tamarind. There was a big representation from our Chittoor, Madanapalli area and Anantapur area, etc. because there is a big tamarind idea over there. So when it came to the representation, number of times chepte GST Council of Fitment Committee edaithe undo koncham stringent ga untaru, endukante in the early days they were very liberal kabatti subsequently they started becoming very stringent. So then we had to represent. So how do we actually represent that? Edaina cheppandi, it is very difficult to convince. So then we said, in fact I only made the presentation, but the presentation I was able to make because of the immense support given, which in turn manifested and became confidence. So I said, ఈ tamarind మీద tax అది ఇది అంటే, then they said many food products are there, many states are there, everybody will ask for exemption. I said this is a separate case because there is no process involved. And then I also added saying that there is something called a Tamarind Tree Act. Then everybody was spellbound because the entire nation is there, kada, spellbound. They said what is it? I said British have implemented something called a Tamarind Tree Act. Why ante tamarind part becomes a very crucial and integral part of a South Indian diet. Therefore, if you start cutting tamarind tree for firewood, then the shortage of tamarind will become a problem. Therefore, this is called a Tamarind Tree Act, where even if you have a tamarind tree of your own, in your own compound, in your own house or your own garden, if you have to cut the tamarind tree, you have to take the permission of the district collector and cut it, otherwise you cannot. So if the British themselves had that much of acknowledged that much of importance of a tamarind, should we not? Immediately FMM said no, I think I also accept this. I also I'm a South Indian, I understand the importance of tamarind, no, I think this should be done. That was the first time. And then they said this is the first time that Andhra Pradesh state spoke, and that was 35th GST Council meeting. So that was the sort of support that we got. And once again, I thank everybody, all the people who have been part of this journey, and I wish everybody all the best, and in advance all the people who are going to be recipients of awards, and even the awards too have been very, very transparently selected from what the process I have got to know. So once again, the entire department, starting from the secretary to rock bottom below, the last officer, everybody, thank you. Jai Hind.
So thank you, sir. Sir, it is out of the contest. In the first review meeting, మీరు బాధ్యతలు తీసుకున్న తర్వాత November 17th, 2021లో మీరు చెప్పిన మొదటి మాటలు ట్రీట్ దెమ్ వెల్, ద ట్యాక్స్ పేయర్స్. బెస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ ఇన్ అదర్ స్టేట్ హ్యావ్ టు చెక్, build organization, inculcate values, service-oriented department instead of regulated department. These 4-5 things, sir, we still remember. Sir, మీ ఆశీస్సులతోటి ఈ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ యొక్క రాష్ట్ర 2 సంవత్సరాల్లో ఆఫీసర్లందరూ వాల్యూస్ తోటి రాష్ట్ర అభివృద్ధికి తోడ్పడాలనేటువంటి దృక్పథంతో సుఖం పనిచేస్తున్నారు సార్. ఇందాక మీకు చెప్పినట్టు ఇది అతిశక్తి కాదు, ట్రయో అని చెప్పాం త్రిమూర్తులు. గౌరవ మంత్రివర్యులు, సెక్రటరీ గారు, గిరిజాశంకర్ గారు, మీ రెజిమ్లో మేము పనిచేయడం, మా తరం పనిచేయడం అదృష్టంగా భావిస్తున్నాం. తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు గౌరవ అతిథులకు ఫెలిసిటేషన్ కార్యక్రమం ఉంటుంది. ముందుగా శ్రీ బుగ్గన రాజేంద్రనాథ్ గారు, గౌరవ మంత్రివర్యులు, వారికి ఫెలిసిటేషన్ కార్యక్రమం. Applause are not taxable, please. Sir, Shri Sanjay Pant garu, Principal Chief Commissioner, Central Taxes, Vishakhapatnam. Shri Rastogi garu, Shri Ajay Kallam garu, Shri Ajay Kallam sir. శ్రీ అజయ్ కల్లం గారు, శ్రీ ధీరజ్ రస్తోగి గారు, శ్రీ అజయ్ కల్లం సార్, from GSTN Lata ma'am, Isha ji, please come on to the dais. Ranjit, Rakesh. Ranjit from GSTN, Rakesh from GSTN. Renuka from IT team, CMS team, Andhra Pradesh. Renuka. Shri Arun. భాగ్యలక్ష్మి గారు, మేయర్ గారు, రాయని భాగ్యలక్ష్మి గారు. Ranjit from GSTN. Ranjit from GSTN. Shri Sadhu Narasimhareddy garu, Commissioner GST Guntur, Central Taxes Guntur. Shri Rajan Bhagyalakshmi garu, Mayor Vijayawada. Rajan Bhagyalakshmi garu. Shri Mallad Vishnu garu. Shri Mallad Vishnu garu. Shri Vellanpalli Srinivas garu. Srimati Renuka, CMS team IT wing. Shri Arun, IT consultant. సన్మాన కార్యక్రమం ముగిసింది. తర్వాత మీరందరూ ఎప్పుడు అని ఎదురు చూస్తున్నటువంటి అవార్డ్స్ ఫంక్షన్. సో ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి హీరోలు, వారియర్స్ కూడా వాళ్ళే. సో వారికి అవార్డు ప్రదానోత్సవం జరుగుతుంది. శ్రీ డి రమేష్ గారు ఈ కార్యక్రమాన్ని లీడ్ చేయవలసిందిగా కోరుచున్నాం.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, respected dignitaries on the dais. Today the main, even though this is the last item, but this is a core item, important item, and for this only you are all present here to get the awards. So we are having three types of awards. One is the core functional units awards, that is IT and DAC award. Legal wing, those who are contributed to the legal wing, those award, and training award. These are the group awards. So whenever we call upon the team heads, they have to come along with the team, and they have to get these awards. And second category is best in class award. In this, top audit team is there, top innovation teams, top contributing to the innovations, and top education order team, and best article contribution in e-journal of our department. That team is also there. And we have also included best team who conducted best trade meet in the state. That also we have included. And apart from this, covering all the cadres of the department, 144 individual awards also there, right from Joint Commissioner to the office subordinates. So now I request, and I would like to thank on this occasion Hon'ble Minister and Secretary Sir and CCST for instituting this incentive based award for the first time. We never had incentive linked awards. and as part of our ongoing journey, this has been identified, and I also thank for releasing the budget also, not only just saying, and it has become reality now, and without wasting much time, now I would like to start this award distribution ceremony, and I request our Honorable Minister to distribute the awards first to the IT and DAC team, headed by Mr. S. Shekhar, Additional Commissioner, our master ceremony now here. Yeah, I request all the team members to join. So, M. J. Krishna, A. Vijay Chandar, Srimati M. Tejasvi, Srimati L. Radhika. Next, I request legal team to get ready, headed by V. Paradesi Naidu, Deputy Commissioner, and Shri D.P. Anjaneyulu, and Shri D. Sambasivarao, Assistant Commissioner, Shri S.S. Gandhi, DSTO, and Srimati K. Setu, Senior Assistant. I also request training wing to get ready. Dr. A.B. Harshvardhan, Shri C.H. Ravikant, Deputy Commissioner, Shri M. Swapna Devi, Deputy Commissioner, Shri David Anil Kumar, Deputy Commissioner, Srimati Divya Pratyusha, Deputy Commissioner, Shri M. Jaganmohan Reddy, Deputy Commissioner. I request all the award winners to get back to the seats. We will have the group photo at the end with the Honorable Minister. Next, I request Best in Class awards. One is Top Audit Team, Srimati E. Satyavani, Srimati A. Chitra, Shri. Okay. Yeah. Now we are giving awards to the training wing. Harshavardhan, Ravikant, Swapna Devi, David Anil Kumar, Mr. David Anil Kumar, Mr. M. Jaganmohan Reddy. Yes. Next is Top Audit Team, Srimati E. Satyabani, Best in Class. This is Shri.
So best audit team. E. Satyavani. And next. Yes. Next is second best audit team, Mr. A. Vijay and Srimati A&D Lavanya. Mr. A. Vijay Bhaskar. Srimati A&D Lavanya. Second top innovative team headed by Srimati G.L. Satyavani, Deputy Commissioner. Top innovation team, second. Okay. Shri B. Yoganand. Team consisting of G.L. Satyavani, B. Yoganand, J. Chamundeshwar Rao and E. Sriman Narayana. Yeah, next. Meeting minutes. Okay, sir. Supra Satarvad mein hoga. Yes, sir. Sapna. Come on, little. Next top innovation team, team number 2, Srimati C.A. Swapna Devi, Shri B. Venkateshwar Rao, Shri B. Srinivas Rao and Shri S. Narasimha Babu. Innovation team. So they are in. Right, sir. Okay, thank you. We'll end it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Next top innovation headed by Shri D. Shiva Prasad Rao, Shri D. Balaya, Shri Janardhan, Shri Kiran Kumar, Shri Sunil Kumar. Next order. Ajay. Okay. Yes. Yeah, why you are all keeping quite silent this much? Yeah.